New heartthrob in Genoa City. Which lucky lady will steal Billy Flynn's heart on the young and the restless? In a moment that shattered hearts across Pasadena and beyond, today's news brings a tidal wave of emotion. Georgie Cooper and Mandy McAllister, two beloved figures from young Sheldon who've made rare but powerful appearances in the expanded Big Bang Theory universe, have dropped a bombshell that left Penny Hofstadter Cooper and millions of fans utterly devastated. It was a bright, sunny California morning. Penny, now a successful pharmaceutical sales rep and a proud mom of two beautiful children with Leonard, was juggling breakfast, spilled milk, and last-minute daycare arrangements. Life was chaotic, but good. Leonard kissed her on the cheek before rushing off to Caltech, promising to return with Thai food and one of Sheldon's ridiculous fun facts. Penny chuckled, loading dishes into the dishwasher, when her phone rang. Caller ID: Georgie Cooper. Her brow furrowed. Georgie rarely called. Their last real interaction had been months ago at Sheldon and Amy's vow renewal. Awkward but heartfelt. Penny wiped her hands and answered. Georgie, what's up? Silence. Then Mandy's voice came on, shaky, trembling. Penny, we didn't know who else to call first. It's about Sheldon. Penny's blood turned cold. Sheldon collapsed during his lecture this morning, Mandy whispered. He didn't make it. The world stopped. Penny dropped the phone. It clattered to the floor as Leonard's voice echoed in the distance, faintly asking where his tablet was. But she couldn't respond. Her knees buckled. The kitchen tile swam beneath her as tears filled her eyes. She crawled to the phone, putting it on speaker. Gone? She asked, her voice hollow. Georgie's southern drawl cracked. Massive aneurysm. They said it was instant. No pain. He was gone before he hit the floor. Penny gasped, her hand clutched her chest. No, we were just texting last night. He sent me a meme about entropy. Her scream echoed across the house. The news hit the group like a meteor. Amy, now a Nobel-winning neurobiologist in Princeton, fainted in her lab. Raj dropped his cappuccino in a London cafe and wept openly, strangers holding him as he cried in Hindi and English. Howard and Bernadette pulled their kids from school early, unable to focus on anything else. Even Beverly Hofstadter, Leonard's mother, called for the first time in years, not to lecture, but to grieve. But Penny? Penny didn't move. She sat on the couch, a picture of her and Sheldon from years ago clutched to her chest. It was from the time they danced together in her apartment, the night she realized she loved him like a brother. I should have seen the signs, she whispered. Mandy stayed on the line. We all should have, she said. But you know Sheldon, he'd rather die than admit something was wrong. That line hit harder than anything else. The funeral was set for Friday. But until then, Penny wandered the house in a daze. Every corner reminded her of Sheldon. The spot on the couch that no one dared sit in. The whiteboards full of equations. His obsessive routines. His sweet but infuriating quirks. Leonard sat beside her one night and held her hand. You remember the time he tried to teach you physics using sock puppets? She laughed through tears. And he made a puppet called Sir Isaac Fluffton? God, I miss that weird jerk, Penny sobbed. And then the flashback came. A moment from long ago. Penny sitting on the couch, gently brushing Sheldon's hair out of his eyes after he drank too much cough syrup. Why do you take care of me? He asked. Because you're family, Moonpie. That word, Moonpie, burned into her heart. At the Cooper family home in Texas, Georgie was inconsolable. He was my baby brother, Georgie told Mandy, who hugged him tightly. I know he was a pain, but he was my pain. But amid the grief, Georgie handed Mandy a letter Sheldon had sent just a month earlier. A letter he never told anyone about, not even Amy. Inside was a shocker. Sheldon had chosen Penny to be the guardian of his personal archives, his research, his journals, his final project, a theory that could change quantum mechanics forever. The name of the file? Penny was stunned when Mandy and Georgie flew in and handed it to her in person. Her hands trembled as she opened the flash drive. Inside was a video. Sheldon, sitting in his beloved spot, looking into the camera. If you're watching this, I'm either dead or inexplicably trapped in a parallel universe. Knowing how I file things, it's probably the former. He smiled softly. Penny, you were always the one who made me human. This theory, the final culmination of my life's work, I'm giving it to you because I know you'll understand it. Not the math, but the meaning. She sobbed uncontrollably. I love you, Moonpea, she whispered. While everyone grieved for Sheldon, Mandy carried her own pain. You know what hurts the most, she told Penny, eyes red. Sheldon never got to see his niece take her first steps. He was so scared of babies, but he promised he'd try. Penny nodded, holding Mandy's hand. We always think we have more time, Mandy whispered. And then she added the line that broke Penny's heart all over again. Penny, Georgie's heart hasn't been right since the stroke. He won't say it, but I think he's giving up. Penny stared at her, panicked.
No.
Not him too. At the funeral, the gang reunited. The setting was intimate. Sheldon had insisted on no nonsense or sentimentality. Naturally, they ignored him. Bernadette sang. Raj read a poem in Hindi. Amy sobbed through a eulogy. Leonard held Penny as she read a letter. To the weirdest, smartest, most infuriating man I ever met. I love you, and I always will. As the coffin was lowered, Georgie suddenly stumbled. He clutched his chest and collapsed. Chaos. Paramedics rushed in. Mandy screamed. Penny dropped to her knees, crying, No, 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 not again. Hours later, in the hospital, Georgie stabilized. You scared the crap out of us. Penny yelled, holding his hand. He smiled weakly. Sheldon wouldn't want me checking out yet. Not until I finish his last project. With you. What? Georgie handed her another flash drive. Part 2. Sheldon never gave up on the idea that you were meant to do something extraordinary.
She stared at it, stunned.
Me? You were the constant in his unpredictable universe. Weeks later, Penny stood at the Caltech lecture hall, where Sheldon once taught. Behind her, Leonard, Amy, Georgie, Mandy, Raj, Howard, and Bernadette. In front of her, a packed audience. She took a deep breath. I'm not a physicist. I never will be. But I knew Sheldon Cooper. And I know he believed in human connection more than he ever let on. She pressed play. On the screen, Sheldon's voice echoed once more. To understand the universe, you must first understand each other. Love is not a distraction. It's the answer.
Tears.
Applause.
Healing.
The final scene unfolded on Penny and Leonard's porch. Mandy placed a small box in Penny's hands. Sheldon had this made for you. He said you'd know when it was time. Penny opened it. Inside, a necklace. A simple silver charm of a couch cushion. Engraved, the spot will always be yours. Penny clutched it to her heart, tears streaming down her face. Leonard put his arm around her. He really loved you. I know, she whispered. I really loved him too. That night, Penny stepped outside. The stars shimmered above. Hey, Moonpea, she whispered. Save me a seat. One star twinkled a little brighter. The universe mourned, but also remembered. Because Sheldon Cooper was gone, but his legacy, his love, his friendships, his quirks, would live on forever.